Arsenal versus Kairat. Kairat. I have no idea how to pronounce them. I'm so sorry. Um, that team. That's all I'm gonna say. That team. Uh, I'm gonna say Kairat because that's just how I've always called them. But here we go again, back in the Champions League. It's gonna be the final day of the Champions League group table. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm still absolutely fuming about that Man United performance. I'm still furious about that. And hopefully this game, it should be an easy game. It should be a game that we could put our B team out and they still go off and win 5-0. But I'm just I just know us too well. I know Arsenal too well. We have too much of a tendency to make things harder for us than it has to be. Just look at that Man United game alone. That Man United game could have been out of the park. Let's have a look at that genuinely. You get like the first like half an hour, 35 minutes maybe of Arsenal absolutely dominating Man United. And then we get the goal. It was an own goal from Martinez, I believe. Um, and you're thinking, perfect. This is brilliant. This is amazing. Now go and get another. Get a second. Get a third. Kill the game off. And what do we do? The one thing that we do every single time, we retreat, we go back, we go defensive, we get scared. It's like we're too afraid to concede goals and we're not at all interested in scoring them. I can't understand this Arsenal team for the life of me. But it was interesting to see Mikel Arteta. He was promising a bit more in his interview. If I can find it, sorry. Okay, it's there. It's just not loading. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, he said the reaction has been excellent. He said the reaction has been excellent. We took a moment to bring the temperature down, to pause, to reflect, and ask two questions. One is how do we feel, and how do I feel myself, and then how we want to live for the next 4 months. It's so encouraging and beautiful because what came out of there is very simple. We have earned the right to be in a great position in 4 competitions, and in the next 4 months, we're going to live and play with enjoyment, with a lot of courage, and with the conviction that we're going to win it. I'm going to stop it right there. We're going to live and play with enjoyment. Well, you bloody better. Look, I know what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that we're going to have a bit more of a go at it, that we're going to actually play football. We're not going to play this absolutely disgusting, terrible defensive habit that we keep falling into. And I see a lot of people getting excited about that. Oh, the Arsenal is finally coming around again. Oh, Arteta's learned his lesson. My stance on this is very simple. I will believe it when I see it. And if this is the kind of promises that you're making, I'm expecting prime Arsenal football. I'm expecting aggressiveness. I'm expecting us killing off games that should be killed off months ago. I'm expecting the dirtiest tiki-taka football that this sport has ever seen in its history. And if I'm not seeing that, then I'm not convinced. But the thing is with this is that, are we just going to do it now because there's a bit of momentum, because we've taken the loss and we've quote unquote learned our lesson? And are we going to continue that into other seasons as well? Because there's no point in doing it now. And yes, we can win things this season, but even if we do win things this season and we go back to what we were doing against Man United and all them lot again, it's going to be another season of struggle. I need proof. I need to see it with my eyes that we have learned our lesson, that we've sorted this problem out. And until I see it with my eyes, I'm not convinced. And this is a good opportunity for them, really. This is the bottom of the Champions League table. So you would say, in theory, we should dominate that game. We should get like a 90% possession. We should be scoring 4, 5, 6 goals. should do this, should do that, and it's going to be a whole lot of we should do this. But we know this Arsenal team too well. We know what Arsenal can do to themselves. We know Arsenal's their biggest enemies. Arsenal's their own biggest enemy, sorry. And we know we're capable of sodding it up. And whilst I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to lose to them, I don't think we will. But I'm convinced still, until I see otherwise, that we're going to make it difficult for ourselves. But this is a good opportunity to rotate, and considering that we've got very important games against Leeds and then against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final, semi-final, second leg, we have to just show that there's a bit of energy about us now. That team should be afraid of us. We have to show we're willing to put the ball in the back of the net. And more importantly, and this is what has really been costing us, we have to show that we're willing to play fast action football, that we're willing to take on a counter-attack, that we're willing to go at them, and that we're going to have a crack before the opposition can get into defence. Because as I've said, we are probably the worst counter-attacking football team in the Premier League right now. And this is not me being negative, this is just me looking at it as it is. We're so slow in the build-up, there may as well not even be a build-up. And look, I don't like agreeing with rival fans, but they're absolutely correct about one thing. We are playing to corners, we're playing to set pieces, and it feels like without set pieces, we struggle too much, we almost collapse. And whilst I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we're only going to score from set pieces, I am going to sit here and say that we've got to learn to score from every other angle. We've got to learn to score from our midfield, from our striker, from our wingers, because they are not doing the job now. No one is doing the job. But anyways, as for Kairat, as I say, they're bottom of the Champions League. It should be an easy game, but still. But now for the starting lineup, and I'm going to start off in goal. Is going to be Kepa, and I think this is probably the only chance Kepa's going to have really to play in a Champions League game. Because let's be honest, if Ray is fit, you're always going to start Raya over big important games like the Champions League games over Kepa. In the defence, I've gone with Christian Mosquera and I've gone with Piero Hincapié. And I think with the two, I think they've got to really get at it now. Obviously, neither of them have had a lot of game time recently, mostly due to injuries, but I still think they're very capable players. On the right back, I'm going to go with Ben White. And I think Ben White also has a point to prove. He's got to start over Timber, and that's what he's going to think. Of course, Timber's been by far and away superior, but ultimately Ben White will add that more attacking kind of depth to him. On the left back, this was a hard one to think of, and I can't really think of a lot of them, so I think it's going to have to be Calafiori. And I do want to see Calafiori come in and get a few minutes. And I'm going to explain why in a moment. But in the midfield, I've gone with Christian Norgard, and he has to get some minutes now. He really does have to. Every time he's played, well, most of the time when he's played, I've been very impressed with him. And with him, I'm going to say Eberechi Eze, and he's got a point to prove as well. A lot of people are saying that we should start Eze over Odegaard now, and I'm going to say this now, I do agree as things stand. I think it's time to take the risk with Eze. Eberechi Eze, I think we bought him for a reason. What's the point in having a player like Eze if you're not going to play him? And with him, I'm going to say Miles Lewis-Skelly in the midfield, his natural position. And look, I do say this mostly because I actually just want to see him play in that position. He's been playing in the left back for so long, and I just don't think he's suited for it anymore. I feel like he's always out of position. He's always struggling to mark his man. And as such, I want to see him in the midfield. I want to see if he can perform in the midfield. And if so, if he does well, maybe we could consider bringing him on in the midfield when we're struggling. And in the attack, I'm going to go with... Well, I'm going to start with Martinelli. I think Martinelli on the left wing, give us a bit of pace. Hopefully can build up some confidence as well in these smaller games. And who knows, maybe we can see something nice from him. Maybe a hat-trick. You never know. On the right wing, I'm going to go with Noni Madueke. And Noni Madueke is a great player and all. He just needs to sort out his shooting. If he can sort that out, if he can get better shot accuracy and score more goals, imagine the kind of player he could be for us. And finally, in the striker position, I'm going to go with Gabby Jesus. And I think Gabby Jesus, he also has a point to prove. I think everyone in this team at this point has a point to prove. But yeah, that is my match preview for Arsenal versus Kairat. Let me know what you think down below. Like, share, and comment, and please do subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I will see you for the match review of Arsenal versus Kairat. Goodbye for now.